Let's do it. Welcome to the Northwest Adventure, and today's episode is how to safely traverse the North Jetty. And for the folks who do not live on the coast and aren't familiar with the jetty, a jetty is a huge deposit of rocks that goes out from the shore towards the ocean. And what it does is it kind of manipulates the tides and the currents from eroding the land. So if you own property on the coastline, you'd probably be excited to have a jetty nearby. And I believe I've been blessed by growing up on the Pacific coast and have spent pretty much a lifetime skilling these jetties in the pursuit of rockfish, lingcod, salmon, and my favorite of all, snare fishing for crab. Dungeness crab, that is. So the intent of this video is to keep you from getting sucked up into the Pacific Ocean or the Columbia River. What I see a lot when I come out here is people that are unprepared for the elements. And let me just throw this out here. The Columbia River Bar is one of the most treacherous waterways in the country. So when you're out here, make sure you keep your eye on the weather. And in this video, I'm going to head out west on the jetty on a very nice sunny day. And then we're going to turn around when the weather got crappy and rainy, and you'll be able to see the difference it makes from a sunny day to a stormy day.
Yep, good thing is, these rocks are dry, pretty much bone dry. Different times of the year, different times of the day actually. This stuff could be super mossy, wet, slippery, icy. Dangerous. So pay attention when you're out here. Make sure you wear not just good shoes, but great shoes with traction. You can wear a pair of knee pads just in case you took a little stumble in these rocks. It'll keep you protected. Some of you older folks over 20 like me. So yeah, you want to just take your time out here. No racing and rushing. Do not wear flip-flops. They will break right off of your feet in minutes, and then you'll be stuck to walking on the rocks without shoes. So don't do it. That's just a pro tip from the Northwest Adventure. All right, getting closer to the bigger stack of rocks. And you can tell by all this white marbled looking stuff, this is where the birds chill. So yeah, they hang here. This is a nice wet spot, so as the tide rises, beware. Yep, this is definitely the home of the birdos. So yeah, make sure you're wearing a hat. There's no joke about that. Want to keep your hair fresh and not with fresh poo-poo. And watch the rocks. Like I said, it's slippery. Doesn't matter how good you are, it's easy. Take quick tumble. Don't jinx yourself though.
Yep, keep your eyes on the rocks. Watch them. They will do tricks on you.
All right, the big boy rocks.
And for the tough girls too.
There's no playing back here. This is the real shit.
And if you want to really see the real shit, I'm going to switch up the video real quick. We're going to see what this place looks like on a windy, stormy day in the winter. And if you're new to the channel,
wow,
hit the like button and subscribe to the Northwest Adventure.
Basically at the end of the jetty. Woo! Oh yeah, babe.
So hopefully you can make this walk. It's nice and paved, so this is nice and smooth. Once we get closer, I'll do a little bit more filming and show you what we got.
So I'm making some progress as I head out to the North Jetty. So, such a beautiful place. And if you look behind me, way up on the hill, you'll see, I believe they call it the North Head Lighthouse, maybe.
Cape Disappointment.
I don't know. Google it. Look up Cape Disappointment, Washington State Parks Department. So this just obviously washed up like recently. The surf comes all the way up here. So don't play around when you come here. Know your tides. Now we're in the sand. Yep, the sand lands. What do y'all know about the sand, man? So yeah, when it's storming out here, pay attention to these walkways. Because if you see this driftwood, it ended up here from a wave. And we still got a ways to get to the actual surf. This is awesome out here. It's a great place to come during the stormy season. Start a fire at the beach, keep warm and cozy to enjoy your time.
All right, pay attention to the moon. It'll be your gauge on how quickly I set up a fire in my campsite on the beach, on the Long Beach Peninsula. Oh yeah. Beats by AC the PD.
So here we go, into the land of the driftwood. Ever seen stuff like this in your town? There she be,
The North Jetty, on that stormy day I was telling you about.
let's do it.
Looks much different than it did on that beautiful sunny day in the fall season.
All right, let's check this spot out. Here we go. Getting out to the surfy stuff. So let's keep walking.
Any y'all surfers ever head out to Westport? Let me know in the comments. I see quite a few surfers out there catching the breaks at Half Moon Bay. Do you go to Half Moon, or where do you go? Let me know.
So watch your step.
Now that we're on the North Jetty, let the fun begin. Wow, I'm actually seeing other life forms out here on the jetty. I don't usually see too many folks on a stormy winter day. And a hint for the wise, never walk on these type of rocks with your hands in your pockets. One little fall and your hands are stuck with super glue in there and you're gonna bust your face. Ask me how I know? I've seen it before. Every spring and summer. Isn't the ocean beautiful? No wonder why so many people head out to Ilwaco, Washington to check out the North Jetty. So have you been to the North Jetty? And what do you like to do when you come out here?
All right, I made a little bit more distance from there to that way. And where the bigger rocks are is pretty much the end. So once I get to the end, then I'm going to turn around. So the whole goal is just to get there show you that it isn't too bad, but when it's rainy and wet and slimy like this, probably not a good time to come out. But yeah, I walk this a bit, so it's okay for me. I'm no expert, by no means, believe that. So you just take it easy step by step and be wise. So like I said, I'm gonna walk to the end of the jetty, check out the water, do some videography and some photography, and then I'm headed back to do some surf fishing at Long Beach. Yeah, take your time, have fun with it, and take breaks so you can stop and see what the ocean's up to. Because look at it, it's rocking.
North City style.
We've got followers. 12 o'clock, here they come.
And what I mean by followers is on stormy days like this,
Let's get to the wall.
you don't see many people on the jetty. I think the wiser folks decided to take the day off, kick back at the cabin, and maybe do some clam digging on the beaches.
So these here are slippery, and so are those. So find little pockets like that if you do run into slippery ones, and at least you can kind of like bump your foot into something, but just don't break your ankle letting it twist up in there all chumped up like Mac Nuggets. Because shit happens, and it happens quick. Ooh, there goes my knee. I hit it into a rock. Ouch. Break time.
Remember earlier in the video when I said you should probably bring a pair of knee pads along with you? I forgot mine. It's going to be a long 2-mile hike.
The rocks are really slippery now, but I'm almost there. Peeps be doing weird things just to get a like. Haha.
That's right. And if you haven't subscribed to the Northwest Adventure,
Look at that.
go ahead and ring the bell.
And look at that. Here she comes. And literally she is coming because the high tide will be here at 7:02 p.m. So yeah, you don't want to be playing when the tide is high. Like I mentioned earlier, these little rocks are nicer, way nicer. So find them. You'll thank me later when you decide to start looking for the small ones. You'll be like, oh shit, that video, dude was right. Those big rocks for like slick rock, Utah style.
Shout out to the Navajo Nation. And a shout out to Nakia for hooking me up with the Kata Systems natural wading shoe with the Echo Smart 2 soles. Oh yeah, these things will help me get the super dope grip while I'm out here on the rocks. So the next time I head out to the North Jetty, I'll be sure to wear them boots. Yeah.
Yep, there's some big ones here. And these rocks will move. So keep your leg from getting trapped. So look where I'm at. Sweet. So I still haven't made it till I touch it. It's kind of my deal. I have a goal. I'll reach that goal, and then I do what I said I was going to do and do the return trip back while it's early, before the tide gets any higher. Mother Nature will always win that battle. So yeah, there's times this jetty's been covered. I don't want to be on it when it does. That would like suck.
And what I mean by covered is during the year, they routinely get 10 to 20 foot seas. And during the winter time,
Yes,
we can expect 30 footers.
Woohoo! The Columbia River. The Pacific Ocean. The North Jetty. Ilwaco, Washington. These mofos are big. and I could feel the jetty vibrating. Yep, that's some shit, folks.
The ocean is powerful, and it don't play. Have a good time, take breaks, take some photos, shoot some video, and enjoy the day.
Alright, so that's the end of the road for me. I'm not going to go any further. This is enough. I've proven my point. Almost anybody could make it to the end of the North Jetty.
Now the tricky part is, can you successfully make it back to the beach? Haha! Waikiki Beach, that is. And when I take a good look here out at the surf, it reminds me of this.
The mate was a mighty sailing man, the skipper brave and sure. 5 passengers set sail that day for a 3-hour tour, a 3-hour tour. The weather started getting rough, the tiny ship was tossed. If not for the courage of the fearless crew, the minnow would be lost, the minnow would be lost. The ship's aground on the shore of this uncharted desert isle, with Gilligan, the skipper too, the millionaire.
Y'all know what I'm talking about.
A movie star, and the rest are here on Gilligan's Isle.
Yeah, and rest in peace to Don Wells, COVID 2020.
Yep. Oh, and it's even worse once you get here.
Really?
Oh yeah, I turned around tonight. Well, today's like slippery.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna go down there. Yep. Yeah, thank you. You too. Check out the seal. It's right there in between the sets. I think he's got a fish in his mouth. He's got something. It's funny, the rollers just show up. He's just like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Doesn't even faze him. That's awesome.
And the rollers, meaning the waves, Ms. Vicky.
Could be a bird for all I know. I'm wearing my glasses. They're all steamed up. Yep, hard to see. All right, back to the rocks. The rocks it is. Whew. Wow, ice. Ice, ice, baby.
Yep, it's whack. These wet rocks are whack, like vanilla ice.
I'll go around it.
And if you were a fan of his, let me know in the comments what you best remember about them iced ice baby days.
So look, super slime. Ghostbuster style. When was the last time you were super slimed? Whoa, watch the ankle. Big water's coming.
When you're out here, make sure you bring yourself a great pair of gloves, something like neoprene.
Now you could say, wear felt on the bottom of your shoes, and that's what smart people do when they come to the jetty. It'll help you walk on these slippery rocks. But when you have to wear shoes, essentially ice skates, maybe you shouldn't be out on the rocks anyways. So that's my 2 cents. As you see me struggling to get through, nice rock. Sire 1, this one's for you. Actually, all these are for you, brother.
And if any of y'all are rock hounds and you're on Instagram, check out Seekers of the Stone. The artist Sire 1 has got the dope page on rockology. Word.
So if you see these boulders I'm standing on here, so I'm no geologist, so I don't know exactly what they are, granite or something. I don't know, they could be lava for all I know. This stuff primarily does not get slippery, okay? So you're gonna be able to get good gription on it. What's gonna get slippery is like these brown things here. See these brown rocks? Those rocks will fuck you up. So I try to stay off the brown as much as I can, and especially if I'm doing downward movement where I'm kind of skipping or jumping. So yeah, so if you can step on these rocks and all the other just little ones, these are kind of gonna help you out when it's super slippery like this. You can't see the rocks wiggling, but I can feel them. This is cool. Or is it for your scaredy chickens, as my boy Ilwaco would say. On the bus! And once again, I decided to opt out of crab snare fishing for the evening. I got here a bit late, as I always do. We have an approaching high tide. So with that said, I don't want to be hanging out on the rocks at the North Jetty when the tide's all up in my face. Walking these rocks will either break all your bones or they'll make you bad to the bone. So take your pick. I'm out here. I'm doing it. So can you.
When you're walking the jetty and you see beautiful spots, take a break, take a breath, let it out, and then keep moving on. You still got a long ways to go to the end of that jetty, yo.